As an astrologer, I spend a large portion of my time explaining to people how to transcend reality. When I worked as a mental health therapist, I did the same thing. But what I know as an astrologer that I understood as a therapist is that it is difficult for us to transcend reality when we cannot establish what reality is. So, here are some things that I am noticing in the astrology community that used to come up when I worked as a mental health therapist, which is this incessant need to dissect information that need not be dissected further. Is water wet? The answer is yes. We should expect everyone in 2024 to be exactly who they are. It's up to us to determine whether the way they behave is agreeable with our energy or whether it is beneath our standards of expectations. And if that's the case, it's up to us to move on. Before I get into it, I do want to remind you I'm having a giveaway. All you have to do is donate $1 or more to the Trevor Project, and a lucky winner is going to be selected at the end of the month. All the details are right here. Moving on to the planet. Do you see that very tiny little planet here next to the sun? So our solar system is back here. Do you see that tiny little planet right here called Mercury? Geez, I can barely see it. I think I need my glasses here to see it. Bear with me, bear with me. Okay, there it is. I see that tiny little dot. It's getting a little lost in the sun there. You see, when you are a Virgo or a Gemini, that's where you come from. So please stop asking me, why is your Gemini so high attention seeking? And why is your Virgo creating problems, even when there are none, just so they can be the hero of the story they created? If I live that close to the sun and barely got any light on me, as a result of the dominance from Leo, who is ruled by the sun, I too might be slightly attention seeking. I mean, my God. When you do the most work, like Virgo does, and hardly ever get the credit, yes, you will be attention seeking too. You will be showing off, hoping to get a little bit of the shine that Leo gets. And Gemini just hopes that their wit is enough for them to get a spot in your heart. They're doing it for your entertainment. You should appreciate it. Moving on to Venus. As you can see, Venus is slightly bigger than Mercury. I can actually see that one without my glasses. Venus is also somewhat close to Earth when compared to some of the other planets. So Venus is going to be very wrapped up in the earthly delights. So that would be Taurus and Libra. So why is your Taurus and Libra vain? Why do they obsess about money? Why do they obsess about beauty? What do they obsess about who you know and where you're going and what's hot and what's not and what's valuable and what's not? Yeah, when you have a close relationship to earthly things, because you're closer to the earth, earthly things are going to be what you're obsessed about. It's normal, it's natural. And thank God some of us actually care about our appearance and care about making the world more beautiful. You guys keep it up. Don't let them get to you. You're from the planet of love. It doesn't get any better than that. And as for Virgo and Gemini, they're from the planet of communication. So, yes, they're going to talk and then talk and then talk. Please stop asking me why your Aries is irritable and why they say the most insulting and out of pocket things and try to come back like nothing ever happened. Aries is a warrior. Aries comes from the planet Mars. It's right here. Mars is the planet of destruction and war and carnage. If your Aries is not at war with themselves, crushing those goals, there will be a war with you. What else do you expect a warrior to do, my dear? Moving right along to Jupiter. Jupiter is actually the first planet that is halfway in the light and halfway in the dark. Please stop asking me why your Sagittarius is so egotistical and self-centered. Do you see the size of Jupiter? Or do you want me? Do you want to put your glasses on? We could do it together. Let's do it together. There we go. Beautiful, crystal clear. Ooh, that thing is large. Geez, it looks like the largest planet in the solar system. Oh my God, this thing is as loud as a 100-footer lesbian. You can see Jupiter from any angle. Yep, still gay, very gay, extra gay. I see you, Jupiter. As you can see, Jupiter is quite large. Jupiter is full of gas. Jupiter is full of themselves. They're supposed to be, and they will continue to be. If you cannot handle the arrogance, the braggadocious energy, The ego of Sagittarius is simply not for you. But when you come from such a large planet, it's hard to hide. This is why an insecure person cannot have a good relationship with a Sagittarius, because no matter what room they enter, they will take over, even if they're the quiet types. Moving on to Saturn. Please stop asking me why your Capricorn is depressed. Do you see how into the dark Capricorn is? Do you see how into the dark Saturn is? As we move away from the sun, we get into the darkness. Now, these zodiac signs towards the back here are psychic because they can see very brightly through the darkness, because they become more spiritually gifted as we get older spiritually. When we're younger, we're given the sun. When we get older, there's less sun. So we have to create the sun, and we get the sun from God. So the older zodiac signs are more spiritually in touch, and the younger ones are less spiritually in touch. Are you with me? Okay? So Saturn is the first zodiac sign that is completely in the dark. What do you expect from someone that comes from a dark planet and that is also cold? Yes, they will be depressed. Right next to Saturn, we also have Uranus. Yes, please stop asking me why your Aquarian is anxious and depressed. Comes with the territory. Aquarius, I would argue, is the darkest soul of the zodiac, because they also have the intelligence of Uranus to understand how truly wicked the humans are and how gross the injustices of the world really are. With Uranus, they're explosive in their interpretation of what's happening, and it causes a lot of emotional unrest. It's difficult for them to enjoy life until they play an active role in balancing the scales of justice. And Pluto in Aquarius is here. So the air of Aquarius, the area of eccentric, authentic, honest, humanitarian efforts are going to be rewarded. So Aquarian, your time to shine is here. This is a great opportunity. And stop asking me why your Aquarian is petty. Do you see how small Uranus is next to Saturn? Yes. Zodiac signs that come from small planets are going to be petty because they want to be noticed. Hello? They want attention. Who doesn't want attention from their mom and dad? That's literally the main reason why kids do the things they do. And if we're being honest, some of us are still performing for mom and dad. So yes, that's what that looks like. They will be petty and they will show off. Moving on to Neptune, please stop asking me why your Pisces is withdrawn and also deeply depressed. Why they seem like they're in La La Land is because that's where they belong. That's where they live. Neptune is the darkest planet. Pisces is the most spiritually connected zodiac sign. In fact, Pisces is more connected to God than they are connected to the humans here on Earth. This is why they're often in terrible relationships and do not want to do anything about it, because they've accepted their spiritual death is near, and at this point, it's up to God. Now, let's go back to look at our friend Pluto. Oh, geez, you see how small that is? I need my glasses again. I'm getting old. Do you see how tiny Pluto is? It's a dwarf planet. You can barely see it. Stop asking me why Scorpio is always hiding things from you. They're in the darkest spot. And do you see how small that is? Yes, there's going to be some attention-seeking behaviors there. You should expect it. Yes, Scorpio is not going to tell you everything. You should expect that. So now that you know what everyone is predisposed to do, you get to decide whether they're your cup of tea or not. But please stop asking me, is water wet? The answer is yes. Yes, we all have these horrible traits, and we will keep having them until we evolve. We can work on them, but we'll never eliminate them. You get it? Okay, love you. Bye.